Run it back, Philly. No frauds, no fanboys, no intros.
If people don't believe in this Philadelphia Eagles team yet, they're just deniers at this point. They're just Dan Silios. Speaking of Dan Sileo, you know, those of us that didn't believe in Jalen Hurts, myself included, did not believe that Jalen Hurts could do what he did in one off season. The real of the real, the ones who keep it a buck like a dollar store, like your boy DJ Eastwood, have no problem whatsoever saying, the kid proved me wrong. The dude proved me wrong. The dude 100% proved me wrong. The dude did exactly what I thought he could not do in one off season. He proved me wrong. The people that are real honest with themselves and don't have an agenda can easily admit something like that. I said, every time I slandered him or said he couldn't do it, I said I would be more than happy if he proves me wrong. Obviously, I'm an Eagles fan. I want this team to win. I want the quarterback to be great. The people that consistently have an agenda and cannot admit that they were wrong, and they hold on to it forever. So before this game, what was it, yesterday or all week long, whatever, Dan Sileo has run out of things to say because he was 100% wrong about Jalen Hurts, as was I. But he won't admit it. So now he's going on this thing saying, can Jalen Hurts be great for 10 years? And he's saying the style of play, Jalen Hurts' physical style of play and running the football basically means that he's going to be injured most of his career and he will not be great for 10 years. So this silly-ho is actually sitting up here saying, okay, fine, he's good, but he won't be good for 10 years. It's absolutely ridiculous. And, you know, I don't like when people pull the race card in sports. You know, I don't like when you have an assessment on a player and people like to automatically be like, you don't believe in him because he's black or whatever else they say, whatever else they said to me last season. But with Jalen Hurts proving everybody wrong, the ones that are still being deniers are coming off as a little bit, you know what I'm saying? It is coming off to me as all the signs are there now. He has showed you. He did it. He did what you thought he couldn't do. He did what I thought he couldn't do. So the people that are still denying it to me, and it's just my opinion, but the people that are still denying it to me, it does come off as, now it just seems like you don't want to see a black quarterback do what you thought he couldn't do. I'm just going to put that out there. Dan Sileo has been fired for making racist comments on the radio before, so it's not a shock to me, and it shouldn't be a shock to anybody that Dan Sileo is coming up with new ways to discredit the black quarterback. That's all I'm saying. You can't deny it at this point. Jalen Hurts is playing out of his mind. He's playing perfect football. I didn't want to go there. I don't like to bring up race and things like that in sports, but Dan Sileo, I'm on that ass, boy. Pause. I want all the smoke, and no, I won't come on Jacob Media. All right, anyway, let's talk about this football game. I don't know why I just went on a Dan Sileo tangent. What a good name, Sileo. Rob R., thank you for the super chat, my dude. Texans blew the game against the Cowgirls, sadly. Yeah, I didn't get to watch the end of that, but I saw the Cowboys were losing to the Texans, and they had the ball on their own 1-yard line. They ran for 2 yards, threw for 7, got sacked for 10, and then threw an interception. So the Cowboys are frauds, almost lost to the Texans, but we already knew the Cowboys were frauds. Back to Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is playing perfect football. Perfect football, man. Perfect. It's not the fact that he's physically dominant anymore. He's not dominating teams with his physicality. He can dominate teams with his physicality, and he knows when to use that, and he knows how to use that. He's dominating teams with his mind inside the pocket. He's dominating teams with his in-play calculations. He's dominating teams with his live pocket awareness, reading the field, just looks a step ahead of the defense, and he said it. He said it since he's been in the NFL. The work will show itself. He said it plenty of times. I don't need to talk about the work that I'm putting in or what I'm going to do. You will see it, because when you put enough work in, it will show itself. And I'm telling you right now, all of the studying, all of the game film, it was more mental. It was more of a mind thing. Even changing his mechanics and the way that he throws the ball was more of a mind thing and a studying thing and a putting in the work thing. But you can just tell that this dude was in the film room probably so much they had to make him leave. They had to lock the doors. They had to tell him to go take a weekend off. He is beating teams by being a step ahead of everybody. Every single play. He's making it look easy. He now has the entire game figured out to where he can step back in the pocket, look at the field, and say, okay, here's my 3 options. You're going to do this to try to take this away. I'm going to go over here. You're going to do this to try to take this away. I'm going to go over here. If you do this, this, or this, I'm going up here. He's just calculated. He's methodical, he's patient, and he's just making the right decision almost every single play. Today, 21 for 31, 217 yards, 2 touchdowns, a 109.2 rating. But it's really the little intricate plays within the game, the 3rd and 6, when maybe the Giants had a little bit of momentum, right? And you say, all right, if we don't convert this, maybe the momentum swings a little bit, and he converts it. And I'm a basketball guy, I'm
Welcome to the Christmas Hope Festival, where you can come and experience the full Christmas story of hope.
Hardcore basketball guy, so I think in terms of basketball a lot. To me, it's the 4th quarter, game on the line, shot clock running down, and Kobe Bryant didn't have the best shooting percentages over the course of his career, but he was the guy you wanted taking the shot because when it mattered the most, it was probably going to go in. Michael Jordan, same situation. When it mattered the most, he stepped up the most. Bryce Harper reminds me of that same type of athlete. Throughout a season, he'll be up and down, but when it comes to the playoffs and it comes to when it matters the most, when it's that one at bat, if he hits a home run here, it sends the team to the World Series. He's put all your life savings on it. It's happening. That's what Jalen Hurts is coming across to me as right now. When it matters the most, the dude is just stepping up confidently and making the right decision. And yeah, I compared him to Tom Brady in his prime. Yes, if you would have told me that a year ago, I would have laughed. I compared him to Tom Brady in his prime because there was years in Tom Brady's career where he made it look so easy, and it's because he was mentally ahead of the defense every single play. He knew exactly what was coming. He knew exactly what they were doing. He watched what they chose to try to take away. He took what they gave him, and he just dotted down the field, play after play, game after game, and made it look easy. And that's what Jalen Hurts is doing right now. We're not talking about Jalen Hurts being top 10. We're not talking about him being top 5. Bruh. This dude's leading the league. What's the stat they put on the screen? I think I saved that photo, man. This dude's leading the league in 3 different passing categories beyond 20 yards. Here it is. Jalen Hurts passing from the pocket. Last year, Jalen Hurts passing from the pocket. All of these rankings, he was like 29, 28, 30. Throws over 20 yards, throws in tight windows. He was at the bottom of the league. This year, passing from the pocket. Jalen Hurts, completion percentage, first. Touchdown to interception ratio, first. Quarterback rating, first. This is nonsense. This is incredible. So I'm blown away by what he's doing every single week, and this game was no different. He was amazing. He was amazing. Beating teams with his arm, beating teams with his legs when he has to. Just beating teams, straight up beating teams.